Hi folks, this is Amit here from Triveni, and today we are going to look at a very early prototype of temperature and humidity logger. This is using the Cypress 28452 part, and it's measuring the temperature and humidity coming out from the GE sensor. This uses a ZACwire interface, which is a GE proprietary interface. This whole instrument logs data on an onboard EEPROM. It can log about 4,000 samples, and it then transfers this data via the USB to a connected PC. You can also do all the associated settings needed for this instrument via the PC. Although this has an LCD, but this is basically only for use right now for the debugging purpose. In the actual instrument there will be no such LCD. So why did I choose this Cypress part? Well, that's easy to answer because that's the one I had this with me. Probably could have done it with another Cypress part and could have achieved lower current consumption. But now let's look at what we have done with the current project. So let's turn on. This is simulating a battery source. So this is a 3 volt voltage supply. I've set it to output fixed 3 volts. Now as I turn it on, I have hooked a current meter in series, so we can now look at the current consumption. It's very low. It's about 20 microamps, and it goes up to about 5.7 milliamps when it's powering up the sensor and reading its values. So now on board I have speeded up the whole thing, where 10 seconds is now basically a minute. So every 10 seconds this instrument will take a log, and that is reflected by this glowing LED, which glows every 10 seconds. So that's there it is, and pressing this switch now powers on the LCD, so we can actually look at the temperature and humidity values. Here it's 56 RH and temperature is 25 degrees. It also shows the time and the approximate logs. That is 43 logs are already done, and you can see that every 10 seconds that it will increment. So now what we can also do to this instrument is hook it up via the USB interface, and now I am connecting this USB, which is yeah, there it is. And once I do that, I have my laptop. I programmed this to use the standard Modbus protocol. Now I can say connect. I have to restart the instrument so as to allow the PC to acquire. Now when I say connect, you can see that the polls and the valid responses. And we have now started acquiring the data from the PC. Now we can see that these are the Modbus registers. The last two are actually the humidity and the temperature. Now as I blow into this instrument, those last two values will change. The 7 and the 8 values will change. So there you go. You see the RH going all the way up to 91% because I've just blown into the sensor, and the temperature is 25 degrees. And we have 55 logs that are completed. So when this is hooked up to the USB, you can actually see that there is no power drawn from the battery source. That's because it is now getting powered totally from the USB port. Now as I unplug this USB, you can see that now I have unplugged the USB. You can see it's drawing about 6 milliamps from the battery source, but that's only momentary till it settles down. This LED is showing that the CPU is basically running at full throttle. That's at 6 megahertz. Now we will see that this will settle down in about, it's got a 30-second timeout. in 30 seconds it will settle down. Yeah, the LED has gone off, so now it has entered the low power mode, and you can see that the current has dropped drastically to about 9 or 10 microamps. So that's about it, folks. Thanks for watching.